Giannis. Yes!
What's up, guys? Jacob over here. For the first time since 1981, the Milwaukee Bucks have won 60 games in a season. This is a tremendous milestone for the Bucks. Obviously, the last few games really don't matter in the grand scheme of things, but getting 60 wins was awesome to see. And I mean, it was a great game to watch. You know, Giannis and Middleton didn't really play a whole lot. Bledsoe not as much either. They mainly had the second unit out there for the majority of the game. But even in 24 minutes, Giannis still had 30 points. Middleton also played 24 minutes, and he had 21 points. So those guys still carry the load for the Bucks in this game. But I mean, 60 wins, man. What an accomplishment for this team, you know? I mean, I remember coming into the season thinking, you know, they could definitely win 50 games this year, right? I was thinking 50 to 55 was probably the high point, the high water mark. But I mean, even then, you know, a lot of people said, "Oh, you're overstretching it," you know, and a lot of projections coming into the season had the Bucks at about the same place as last year, you know, 45, 48. 44 wins, somewhere in the middle 40s, you know. They come out here, they win 60 games for the first time since 1981, and I believe the 5th time in franchise history, though. I mean, just a tremendous accomplishment, and, you know, this season has been so much fun, you know, watching this team from the start. You know, they had that really hot start, and then they kind of, at the beginning, after the hot start, they started out like 7-0, then they kind of faltered a little bit, they cooled off a little bit, and people were saying, "Oh, but back to same old Bucks." But you know what? They just stepped right back up, and they played pretty consistently great basketball for the majority of the season, and it was really awesome to watch. And the Bucks will be concluding their regular season at home against the Thunder on Wednesday. I don't imagine anybody important will play that game. Maybe they do throw out the starters for like the first quarter, and then after that they pull them back and have the bench unit play the rest of the game. I mean, there's really no sense in risking injury for a game that is now truly meaningless. You know, I mean, the games were meaningless after we clinched the 1 seed, but you still wanted to, you know, get to that milestone of 60 wins. But now the Bucks have that milestone. They can rest their players on Wednesday and get ready for the playoffs this coming weekend, and it's going to be awesome to see that. This first round playoff series. You know, we're going to be the number 1 seed in the entire NBA. To me, it doesn't really matter who we play. I still think we're going to win in 4 or 5 games regardless. Preferably, you know, I think I'd rather play Detroit or Orlando, which is looking like it's what it's going to shape up to be at the end of all this. But, I mean, honestly, I think we're going to beat any team we play in the first round. I mean, we're clearly better than any of the 4 or 5 teams that have a chance at the 8 seed right now. So, hopefully, the Bucks get a favorable matchup in the second round, and then in the Eastern Conference Finals, we'll see who our opponent is then. But it's just been a fantastic year, though, and you know, I can't believe that I'm actually talking about, you know, who we're going to play as the 8 seed, who is our first round opponent that we're going to wipe the floor with. You know, it's amazing that we actually get to talk about that. As Bucks fans, we haven't seen a whole lot of success in our time as fans of this team, but I mean, it's here, it's happening, and this is the future, you know? I mean, I remember all the way back when, the first time I saw the Bucks make the playoffs, since I had been a fan back in, like, 2014, their slogan that year was "Own the Future," and for so long we had been waiting for them to finally get there, and it felt like we were stuck in the pit of mediocrity with Jason Kidd, and now we change coaches, Giannis becomes an MVP, and we win 60 games. You just couldn't ask for anything better, of course. Except for a title this year, which would be which would be amazing, obviously. And there's a chance, you know, number 1 seed in all the NBA are going to have home court the entire way through. So we'll see what happens. But I'll get my playoff predictions out probably Thursday or Friday after the Bucks' last regular season game on Wednesday. And I'll have my predictions for round 1 and the entire NBA playoffs as a whole, all the predictions and who I think is going to win every series, etc., once the regular season comes to an end and the playoffs are finalized with the seeding and everything. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me throughout this regular season for the Bucks. 60 wins, 60-21 is their record now. They play OKC on Wednesday for the final game. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and go Bucks.